Hello. Hey. Um, yeah, I should be asleep right now. I'll probably go to sleep in like an hour or something, but I'm up for right now, so I figured I would just play some stuff for a bit, maybe like an hour or whatever. Just to say I did it. Um, Working in the morning. I have to be up until a little bit later though. But that means maybe after I get out, I'll probably be streaming some stuff. I don't know yet. Oh boy. Clearly this is not retro. I just haven't got to play this in a minute. I've got it on my Switch, but this DLC isn't in there yet. I mean, the Switch version of this game obviously gonna run a little bit questionably. Boy, let's see. I couldn't tell which side it was on to flip out of that. In an ideal world, you'd be able to like do a wall ride in this, but nothing like that in this game, I don't think. Let's see. Let's go one other place. Let's go to spend so much time in Philly. Hmm. Whatever. We'll go here. Beautiful. Disappointed that I didn't count for anything, but whatever. I know what I did. I don't think you can get enough speed in this game to go out of that. Let's see. We're good. We're good.
Let's see what's up here. If you can you do this? Again, there's a lot of things I don't know if you can do in this game or not. The game had a way to like suck up your ollies more, it'd be cool. I guess so. Funny how that momentum keeps you going forward. Like, when you try to get out of something and you're just kind of like stuck going that direction still. Oh, this is one of those. Alright. Last thing we'll try to do here before we switch games to something that's actually retro. Beautiful. I want to try to get a lip slide on that. Shit. No. Okay, got this. Man, it's hard to line this shit up. It's like that counted as a board slide, but it's not really a board slide, clearly. Oof, that would have been cool. Okay, we're good. Whatever. Switch to something else. Did what I wanted to do there. Alright, where is my desktop? Here it is. See, it's like, well, this isn't like a star field because there's no stars here, but technically, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. License. Ooh. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using part of the reason I was playing this because I don't get to use this all that much anymore. What is that in the top right? I'm going to illustrate something in just a moment. I could go with arcade games to do the same thing. I've had this game stuck in my mind. This game is like an exception to this stupid thing I'm thinking of. We'll see how this controls, I don't know.
input. Um, okay. Again, this game is an exception. Oh, I've had this game stuck in my mind lately because so there's a collection. There's a lot of retro game collections on Switch. You've got Nintendo Switch Online, which has like the Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo stuff or whatever. But there's also like, say, like the River City or Kunio-kun and Double Dragon collection. There's Atari 50, the Sega collection. There are, I think this is, let me see. I wonder if I can restart this. Let's see what this is from. Protobun, Falcom. I think this game is on Switch, but I think it's in one of like the Taito collections or maybe a Namco. I think it's the Namco collection. There's a Namco arcade collection, which is the same games as always. You get Elevator Action 2. No. Is it Elevator Action? No, it's Rising Thunder. You get Rising Thunder 1 and 2 in there. But I mean, they've got Pac-Man and Galaga and shit. Same as what they always have. But they have other collections, which are called like Volume 1 and Volume 2, and they have like the Nintendo ports of those games. This is in one of those collections. And I keep thinking about getting that, maybe. I had never heard of this game. Some kid I knew, same one I usually mention, the one I played Donkey Kong Country with, he had this game when we were younger. And you choose a character and you go into a dungeon. And this is like a family that's just kind of like working together to get through this dungeon. I believe they call this the dog. I thought it was Kirby. It looks like off-brand Kirby. So you can see the character's stats are right up there. They have like the worst range for like actual attacking, but they're incredibly mobile if I remember right. So we'll go down here. By the time I met this kid, we both had, I think, Super Nintendos and Game Boys. Or no, he had a Super Nintendo. I think my Game Boy at that point was already stolen. But you know, we were kids. He had video games. We wanted to play video games, so he'd show stuff like this to me. He's like, "Oh man, I got this game. Check this game out." And, like, blow my mind, man. Because just all the stuff that you can do in this. I believe the way that you end up using this character in this game is like you take them out to explore, and you come up with the other characters to do other things. But the thing is, I think you have to get back to the surface with this character still being alive. Not that it matters, it's just like you get an idea of what's where. You're like, oh, I can't deal with these enemies here, so I'm gonna switch this guy out. Or whoever else. Anyway, whatever. This is just it's just a game that had like a lot of stuff going on that was really cool. But I don't have a shortcut to close this. Let's see, quick menu. I think it's under. It might be under controls, but
Hotkeys? Somewhere else. Hotkeys and no, no, PlayStation button. Sure. That work? It does. Alright, that's good enough for me. Go ahead and close that. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to quit. Okay. Now we got that stupid problem I always thought. I need to go in here and change my controls. Okay. We'll go with an arcade game after this. So I can explain a thing that's been on my mind. And at some point, I'm probably just going to make a video about this. I don't know what just happened. I'm sure you saw I just changed all those controls and now everything's frozen. Did I just break this? I've never seen that happen before. Guess I did. Alright. Okay. Let's go here. Konami Classics, Namco Classics. Let's go here. What the hell is this? Alright, here we go. Mappy. I feel like I'm probably gonna have to change the controls on this. I'm not sure though. Might be good. It just opened up on a completely different. Open up over here on this monitor. It's weird. Hmm. The hell is that all about? Oh, I bet you that's all about samples. Oh no. This is the only instance it's opening? Alright, this is Mappy. Okay. I don't have any background controls going on. Alright, so one of the things I like about arcade games and why I end up playing so much like retro stuff is like, alright, right now I'm good. Because it's what, like it's a little bit after midnight. But like during the day, I don't know how much time I have to do things. So if you're looking at this right now, you can see this game right now. I haven't pressed the button yet, but within seconds, it's telling you how to play. And like if you press select and you press start, you go in the game and this is it. I don't have to worry about like going through some sort of like extensive tutorial, then like trying to make sure controls and stuff make sense. And, you know, to talk about modern games, it's like there's no loadouts, there's no lobbies. You just press the damn button and go. Fighting games still have that a little bit. Like, I wish racing games were that simple, but even racing games are like, you know, so much setup. Unless it's like a kart racer, even then, like, even kart racing games still have a lot of stuff they want you to do before you actually get to play the game. And because there's so few buttons here, you don't have to worry about like learning anything complicated. It's literally, I think it's just one button in this game. You've got the joystick and you got the D-pad, and you see there's a high score at the top of the screen. Even if you never played this game, you have no clue what's going on right now. You can tell like, oh, you're probably trying to do a specific thing. You miss, I'm trying to get this art. Having a bad go this time. Okay, give me a second. That's it. Game over. There's no quick save. There's no loading a save or whatever. It's just you hop in the game and you just play the damn game, man. You just play the damn game. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Like, I'm all for games being complicated, but man, some games are way too fucking complicated. And even when it just happened to me just a second ago, you can kind of get an idea. You can probably even look from these flashing treasure chests, or the flashing stuff I'm trying to save. Like, something's going on with that. That gives me a bonus. But because there's so few things happening in the game, like, it's really easy to figure out what to do and, you know, just not necessarily all the strategies, but like you have an idea of what's going on. I got all the treasure and then the level's over. Now I'm going to the next level. Done. And all this, like, these old arcade games are designed to be like, pick up and play. A lot of them are designed, you know, to get your money as fast as possible. And, you know, keep going from there. So they didn't want the controls to be too complicated. They don't, you know, they don't want you to be on the machine all day either, so there's that too. The only thing in this game that I think isn't clear until you see the bonus stages is like, so if you're looking at the little trampoline thing, it's flashing and it's not necessarily clear what that means to me. That actually took me a while to figure out, because this is the best way to illustrate it. Oh, it broke. If you go through it too many times, it'll break. Whoops. I meant to go to the next level and cut it a little bit short. My bad. I think that's the last treasure thingy I gotta get. Damn. Dead. I looked down for too long. I've never been good enough at any arcade game to get like a anything resembling a high score or whatever. Not a high score, but like a, let's say, a world record. Um, One of the strategies in some of these old games is like, especially if the games aren't too complicated, is that you just sort of play and build up extra lives, and that way you can get a break. Like if I need to step away from the game for a bit, I need to build up like 7 extra lives, and I can walk away for like 5 minutes and then come back and I'll have 3 or 4 lives left. Um, Arcade games in general tended to be a bit more simple. The reason I said past tense tended is because modern games are a little bit different. I mean, a lot of them, if you know what the games are, you know, they play the exact same and they're not gonna give you a really big tutorial. But say, let's say Initial D, because that's still around. If you go to Initial D and you play it, like you can figure out like, oh, I just need to get down this racetrack. But if you want to do good in the game, you have to learn like drifting and stuff. Like there's mechanics in there to learn. That's part of what makes Street Fighter to me appealing. Is I wanted to load this, but I'll come back to that in a second. Let's go to Capcom. Do I have Techno Parrot still installed? Good lord, I probably do. Because I haven't looked at it in years. I'll go with Capcom Classics. Alright. Any of these games, doesn't matter. We'll just go with Street Fighter 2 though. If it's in here, there it is. Road Warrior. What are you trying to open in, man? Alright. So, this is stuff that you see whenever you turn the arcade machine on. You got your title screen, your attract mode. You know, this is supposed to get your attention. And this is the type of stuff that I didn't really appreciate until probably like, I liked retro games when I was younger. It's funny to say, like when the PS1 came out, I started to really appreciate, you know, going back and playing like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis games because I was into ROMs by that point. But you know, I was more so focused on like the current games and stuff. But like, if you've never played Street Fighter, you're not going to know everything about the game. But if you sit there and you know you move the stick around, you mash buttons, things gonna happen. You got six buttons, and you get the joystick. And you can look at this right here, like you have an idea of what's going on. So you're looking at the screen, you see 2 people, they're fighting each other. There's only 2 people that you have to worry about. There's people in the background, but they're just like, you know, they're clearly background elements. Turbo job. So there was stuff that was going on the screen right there, but that doesn't matter, you know, if you've never played the game before. All that matters is that you're seeing 2 people and you're seeing the 2 life bars in the corner, and you see them going down when the person gets hit. Once it reaches 0, you know, the person's dead. This is your go-to, like you just put money in the machine, you don't know what you're doing, you just mash buttons, you're gonna get Ryu. This is a very basic character. And of course he's got advanced stuff, Ryu and Ken. So you could just sit there and just do this and just be like, yeah, I'm good at Street Fighter. Oh man, how did he do that? How did he make his jump? Oh wow, if you press up, you jump. Well, jumping makes you get around the screen faster. These are the kinds of things that you figure out from just playing these games. But you know, the more you play, you start finding other stuff too. He just did a 2-in-1. I don't have any kick buttons, by the way. Really funny. Oh no, I don't know what just happened. I'm dead. Oh, I see. My life bar is red. If my life bar has yellow in it, I'm still alive. And that's it. You just pick the game up. If you've never played this game before, like you're not going to know how to do everything somebody else that's been playing for years knows how to do necessarily. But you can get by. The only thing that I think is unclear in Street Fighter was he just did a grab. I do have one kick. Okay. The two things in Street Fighter 2 are how to do grabs and then blocking, but I think on the joystick it might tell you like, oh, if you hold back or whatever, that's how you block. So you get that. You just pulled away from the person to block, which does make sense because if you're trying to, if you see they're coming at you and you're trying to walk away, you'll accidentally block at some points, and you probably put two and two together. You're like, oh, something good just happened there. Now, again, throws are one of the mechanics that throughout the series gets like slightly more complicated. Should have hit him. That was a 2-on-1. There we go. Four. Okay, that's all. My whole point with arcade games is just that they're so easy to pick up and play, and that goes with a lot of retro games up to a certain point. Like maybe when you hit Super Nintendo, you start getting more complicated games, but before then, even with the Super Nintendo, you've got a lot of stuff that you can kind of like pick up and play. But an example of how games get more complicated, because there's games in the Nintendo that are like this too. Let's go with the classic Tecmo Bowl. You don't have to know anything about football. I think the people that made this game don't know anything about football. One player, two player coach. So then you go here, you press start, you just see a list of the teams. I'm trying to think. Yeah. Sure. Alright, so you got 4 plays on the screen right there. One of the things you have to worry about is, like, there's not much to figure out. Like, you just got those 4 plays. If you play, like, Madden goes into, like, doing split-screen views and stuff. Yeah, you just press, okay, so you've got 4 directions, and then the A button. So you've got passes in here, too, which gets a little bit more complicated. Bam, completed the blast. But even then, this game is pick up and play. Like, if you saw I got into this game, and how long was that? That was like seconds, man. I was just me looking at the menu and then being like, alright, let me choose a team. There's a location. There we go. This is the cheating team. I think I made it. Alright, whatever. Okay. But then when you get to Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis is when you start getting like... Let's go to Super Nintendo. This is always throws me off because it's past Sega Genesis and Sony PlayStation. You get Super Nintendo because it starts with an S. Makes sense. I used to hate when my brother wanted to play Madden against me because I didn't understand football to begin with, and then he did. He played Pee Wee football. Pow. Let's go with. It's 92. 93. 93, I think. You can see the speed of the game changing. It took me until into my 20s to understand how to read football plays. What's funny is that like if people wanted to play football when I was a kid, like hey, let's play pickup football. Someone's got a football. I'm just gonna toss the ball around. We're gonna play 2 teams, whatever. Design it. that, but not 92. Alright. My dad's team. This is a safe team. Miami. We're not gonna do an entire quarter. I'm sorry. If you're hoping to see me play Madden for an entire quarter, not today. One of the top quarterbacks in the game. I don't know if this is overcast or this is night. Maybe it's supposed to be snow. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Again, games are getting a little more complicated. If you play Tecmo Bowl, you pick a team, and the game just starts, and you're like, all right, cool. You can look at the game and tell what's going on. Here, it is already like, I didn't understand what that meant. Like, if I was playing with my brother and I won, it's like, wait, what? I'll defend the visitor side. Oh, Miami won the coin toss. I missed that completely. I don't want to do an audible. We good? Even that, like, trying to understand what was going on here, to me, like, looking at X's and O's and squares, like, what? Cover, read, man, right? It's like, how do I just wanna play the game. I didn't do an audible, as far as I know. And that split view, oh, that might be an interception. No, it's incomplete. Okay. That split, I used to think that looked so cool when I was younger. When I played with my brother, like, all I wanted to do was that. Just because I thought it was cool. It was like, oh, all of a sudden you're playing, like, 4 versions of Madden. You got the one that's on the main screen, you got other people that are up on the top. Running play. That's right. Incomplete. Special teams. Punt return. I couldn't figure out when I was younger. It's like, wait, what? And my brother would do this, and he'd kick the ball, and, like, I'd have issues, you know, doing anything, like, trying to come back. I think what helped me read Madden plays is, I want to say when, maybe it was 2007 came out. They could have been later, could have been 2010.
First down.
Fast, big, special teams. Let's go with normal. Pro form. And a halfback toss option. We'll go with this. I'm gonna hike the ball ASAP. I used to want to make the people hearing the screen too, and, like, I didn't understand what was going on there. I just knew, like, oh, there's people on the screen. Cool. I couldn't figure out, like, I'd always want to do running or passing plays because the little boxes popping on the screen are cool, but I couldn't figure out, like, what am I looking at? How do I know if it's a run or a pass? And my brother knew exactly what he was doing, and then he'd tell me, like, oh, just press this if you want to display, and he would have, like, a perfect counter every single time, which used to infuriate me as a kid. That play action right there is really messy looking. Let's try this. Last play I'm going to do. If this goes right, I should be going kind of up the middle. Yeah, right there. First down. Look at that. And then the other thing I always want to do, sorry, is it's like, how do you make him kick the ball? And then, you know, he told me, oh, you just go here and you go to punt. So he'd always have possession of the ball because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I wanted to either make little boxes appear or I wanted to kick the ball. Right now I'm going for a field goal, which is really fucking stupid, but whatever. I think I went too far. Oh, look at that. There we go. No good. Okay.
First down. Red.
I am here. I have a grudge match against this game here. I own it. I played it back in the day when I played it when I was a kid. I love this game, but my problem with this game is that the levels are too fucking long. Here I am. Yeah, these levels are super fucking long. But I think the game looks cool, and like, I guess maybe just in terms of being like a platformer, like a game of this style, as weird as this is to say, this is a pretty good one of those. Obviously, I mean, it's from Nintendo. But I mean, you know, when I played as a kid, I liked these kinds of games, and then as time went on, it's just, the fucking levels are so long. And there's this. That's the complaint of people who are going to complain about this game. Most of the time, it's just that. For me, it's literally just the length of levels. It's like I want them to go a little bit faster.
not go a little bit faster. They're just very long. But there's also a lot to learn about this game, like, you know, little techniques and stuff. Like, you know, when to use the lock on, how you want to use the lock on. Damn it. Everybody loves Baby Mario now. Come on. It's a beloved Mario Kart character. Oh man. I thought this what you need to go there. I guess not. I don't remember. I had issues figuring out which ones are the coins that they were talking about before. You can look at the coins and you can tell, see how this one's a slightly different shade. That's one of them. The other one, I don't see it. That's it up there. That's it right there. It's right up there too. Damn. Can't go back in there. I did miss this. I'm gonna pound ya. Game's full of cute animations, man. To me, I feel like a lot of the personality that you get in Super Mario World, or not Super Mario World, Super Mario RPG, comes also partially from this, but I don't know. Super Mario RPG might have come out before this game did. I feel like they did a lot more to like flesh out like the character designs, you know, the personality. You got Baby Mario here, you got Yoshi, which Yoshi's kinda, you could almost say Yoshi's sort of heroic here. The Shy Guys seem, I guess just all the enemies in the game just seem like they've got a little bit more nuanced stuff going on. Whatever. The big thing that Super Mario RPG does for me is I don't think it counts as a spoiler, but it fleshes out Bowser instead of just being like, oh, this is just a bad guy. It's like that game, you get to do stuff with him, which doesn't really happen in Mario games.
Yep. This game does some really cool stuff in Mode 7 also. Touch fuzzy, you get dizzy. This level right here, when people talk about accuracy in Super Nintendo level, Super Nintendo emulators, this is the level that people talk about the most. If you touch fuzzy, you get dizzy. And it's like, what does that mean? And I remember hearing people talk about this level later on and not understanding what made it such a big deal. I think for some people it just stands out as being like, you know, a unique level. But that name means something. I didn't want to actually do that right there. Yeah, that's right. That's how this works. Okay, I remember now. Hey, what's up? Oh no. I have to think about what I'm doing here. Is like, do I actually want to fall down there? That's fine. Ah, yes. Yeah, I I messed up and like I can't remember the login to my stupid Discord account because it turns out I have several that I don't remember. Touch fuzzy, get dizzy. This is the gimmick. This game's gimmick. This is the level everybody talks about. I was like, oh yeah, he gets super high. He starts tripping and the whole level starts acting weird. A lot of emulators can't deal with this level. Oh no. I had plans. You can look at his eyes. His eyes are freaking out. I love it. I had plans for this week. My boss comes to me while I was unloading a trailer yesterday. He's like, "Hey, so you coming this weekend?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I mean, you always come." I was like, "Yes, but not this weekend." So now I'm coming in the morning. I don't think I'm getting any more. I guess I got two. We can work this out. This will be alright. Oh my goodness. I don't want to get dizzy like this. And this is why I don't do drugs. I'm on drugs. It's wild. I saw those pictures, like the stuff that you were sending before. Again, before I, you know, was an idiot and forgot my damn login. Oh, man. How are you feeling about it? Man. Nervous? Oh, you'll be fine. It's not like it's your first time. You'll be okay. I believe in you. I believe in you. I have a puppy. He's not even a puppy. I mean, whatever. He's like 8 months. 8 months. Yeah. Yeah. It's a fresh start. It's all good. I didn't read any of that because I hate mini games. I hate doing these in games. I remember I think it was like Mario Party 7 had this same kind of mini game. And like playing this with a friend, like you just go scratch diagonally and it would just tell you if you lost or not right away.
Look at this. Man. Time. Yeah, my friend, I think her kids are, I think they're in the same grade pretty much. Same time period. They might both be in high school. It is wild because I've known her since high school, so. That's how it goes. Another friend who I think her daughter is maybe a freshman. It's time. It's weird. I sit here, what, I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much, but like, cause I play all these old games and people know I play games. I play modern stuff too. I was playing, you know, Call of Duty a little bit earlier, Modern Warfare, because everybody does at some point, I think. People at my job will talk to me, and you know, they'll start talking about games. And what usually gets me is when they talk about the games they grew up with, and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I grew up playing Call of Duty. I was like, all right, I get you. And they're like, no, yeah, I used to play the old Call of Duty, you know, Black Ops 2. I used to play that when I was in like 3rd grade. It's like, what? Oh man. Yeah, there's a guy I work with who's he's looking for an apartment right now. Like I don't miss that. When I got my apartment, when I had it, because I'm lazy and bad and didn't have a partner, I literally applied for an apartment and they're like, you don't want to see it? I was like, I don't care. I was like, I've been in this complex before. As long as the place has a door, I'm good. I can make everything else work. Then I got there, I was like, man, I should check this place out first. It was my specific apartment had some issues. Nothing major. You know, I got the job done, but it was like the AC was controlled by a window AC that they hooked the vent up to pretend like it was an actual AC. It was really bad, so like if it was hot outside, I'd have to cut that thing off because it would overheat. Yeah. That's the way I go to. I mean, it's a little bit different because, you know, you got kids, but same thing. It's like you want to make sure, I guess the big thing is like making sure, you know, if possible, you can get to a good school district. And even some of that stuff doesn't really matter as much anymore. You know, some places still offering virtual. My nephew's he's back in school this year for the first time since the pandemic started. Like, he's been taking classes, but it's all been distance. Oh, wait, where did you move to? Wait, you're talking about heaters on the walls with coils. That means that you're somewhere up. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say it's gotta be up there, like Philly or like anywhere above there. New Jersey or something. Those are those things that when the people I know take pictures of their house and they've got those radiators, I'm like, I'm good. I don't understand how those work. You know, your kids will have memories of them. You hear people talk about like, yeah, I remember, you know, sitting by the radiator when I was a kid and enjoying the heat that would come off on like weekends when it was cold and like watching cartoons and stuff. I was like, I'm good. My version of that was like sitting with the space heater up here in Georgia because maybe the heat was off or whatever. Yeah. Strange. As a foreign land to me. I've been up there maybe twice in my life. My brother, well, in New Jersey, my brother, he was in the Coast Guard, and when he had his graduation from basic, it was up in Cape May, New Jersey, I believe. Oh, I don't have a key. I'm gonna get a key. Let's go get a key. I sat on him. Super kinky. This is the flower pot. I remember this now. Okay. Okay. think there was a way I could just go through there without having to do what I just did. Whatever. How do I get over there again? Okay. I do need to flip that back. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'd imagine. I would imagine. I've seen The Fresh Prince. I do hear people from that area, you know, talk about stuff up there, and it sounds nice. I guess just because, you know, it's different from Florida. Like, I was here in Georgia up until 9th grade. I was up here until literally 9/11. Like, that winter, that Christmas, we moved. And when I got to Florida, Florida was like so strange to me. Somebody's been sending me pictures of houses in Florida, and when I see them, the thing I forgot is like, oh, how many yards just have like sand in the backyard, and that's just how houses are. I'm so startled. There was a point in time when I would have loved to have gone up there to go skate. Philly's got like iconic skate spots, but I've never been good enough to really like benefit from them. Like, stay in my lane. I'll just stick to the skate park at Tampa. I'm gonna go somewhere exotic. I'm sure there's places that are here that are like known, but people don't really talk about Georgia skateboarding all that much. So, everybody at my job is like, because most of the people I work with, you got older people there for sure, but there's a lot of people that are like, that I do things with actively, that are like 10 years younger than me, that are like, man, I'm too old to skate. I never got into it. I'm like, ah, you're good. I keep mine in my car, just in case there's an emergency. I need to skate somewhere, the ollie something. You never know if Tony Hawk shows up and, you know, he wants to challenge me. Which would be amazing and awful. All that thing did was it touched me and it pushed me against the wall. That's its big attack. This art style, to me, I don't know how to explain this, but this feels like the perfect, like, if you're a kid and it's Thanksgiving break, this feels like the kind of game that you would play during that time, or maybe during summer break. Like, you know, maybe you get the game because your parents want you to be quiet or something like that. Like, oh, you can get a video game, just shut up for 3 months. And then, like, you spend all summer playing this. When did this come out? It came out October. Yeah, October 1985. This would have come out, and maybe you've seen it, and then when it hits, like, Thanksgiving week, maybe you talk your parents into letting you go to Blockbuster on, like, Tuesday or something. Like, right after school, since I think you're usually out. It's like Wednesday, Thursday is Thanksgiving, and then Friday's, you know, another day. Times are different now with freaking fall break and winter break and all that stuff, but yeah. I'm thinking, what were my like break games? I know Ocarina of Time is a game that I will always associate with like that time. What is that? That's like 1998, I think. Let's see. This is a good getting this game for Christmas and having that entire break because there's nothing else out at the time. That was a good game. Yeah, this is November 21st, 1998. As I mentioned plenty of other times, I had a friend who got this when it was new. And he calls me over Thanksgiving and he's like, Jason, I got the new Zelda. I didn't even know this game was coming out. And he invited me to come over, so I walked, I'm gonna say it was probably about 3 or 4 miles to this kid's house, like that Friday, and he wouldn't let me play, but I got to watch him play, and he wouldn't even let his sister play the game, because it's got 3 saves, but he was so like, I don't want you to mess my game up. Can't. It's fucking Zelda. It's like, what the fuck is the worst thing you can do? It's not like I can sell his hearts, but we got to watch him play, and I just remember just being just like, wow. Look at that, it looks so cool. And he had the gold cartridge too. And I had seen the original Legend of Zelda gold cartridge. And I think Zelda 2. I'd played A Link to the Past. I don't think I knew about Link's Awakening. But yeah. This is one of my games I think I want to think about Thanksgiving. Or just any sort of like school break. Another one that is always burned into my head, because this was sad young boy times when I realized like I don't really have that many friends. For a while I had no friends. I would rent games, wanted to play them with my brother, and he wouldn't play with me because he was too busy worried about vaginas and girls. Ugh. One of the friends I had, he had Final Fight 2. I'd never heard of Final Fight. Never heard of it. Thought this game was super cool because of that guy right there, Carlos. I think Carlos has a sword in his back. Look at that. He doesn't really use the sword, but he has it. Final Fight 3. Let's start. Let's go with 2. Let's start with 2. 2 doesn't get covered all that much to me. 2, that character up there, Maki, she's in Capcom vs SNK 2, but that game hasn't been out in... That game came out 2001, so that's what, 22 years old? 23 maybe? It might have come out in 2000. I don't know. I think it's 2001 though. Okay. We're just gonna start the game. So you got 1 player and 2 player. I always dreamed of getting to play this game with somebody, but when I had that one friend, he would play with me every now and then, but like, for the most part, no. Carlos. His name is Carlos. Hong Kong, 12 p.m. Just whatever, you know, I played Double Dragon, I played Battletoads and stuff, so this is just another one of those Simpsons arcade game, X-Men arcade game. Nothing super special. I'm still fascinated by this genre because new ones are different. New ones have all these crazy mechanics, like, oh, you can do these juggles and cancels and special moves, and there's all sorts of unlockables. When you play a game like this from back then, there wasn't much to them. But there's some games that you wouldn't mind playing. Like, I'd rent this game. Oh, look, it's Chun-Li. Wow. Actually, let me take a screenshot of that before I forget about it. Sometimes it was special moves, like how they looked. Wow, it's not Zangief. Okay, that's enough of this game. Again, wanted to play these games with somebody else. Couldn't find anybody else to play with. When Mortal Kombat came out, that and NBA Jam were the last games I really got to play with my brother before he got like super into girls, and then I didn't really have any friends, so like I had these games and I would get 2-player games, like, hey, maybe you could play with me. He's like, I don't play video games anymore. So he gave me to work out with him though. So I was like 8 years old lifting weights. Rented this game. This is December 21st. It must have been probably that winter break, maybe. if I didn't get a new console, or even if I got a new console, my parents would let me go to the video store and just rent a game. Because if I got, say, an N64 or Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis or whatever, they'd buy me maybe 2 games, and I had those 2 games, and I could rent another game for like $3, and that would shut me up for the entire time. But the cool thing that this game had is that you got 1 player, 2 player, and you got auto 2P play. And to me, she's in Street Fighter 5's DLC. That is my old main from Street Fighter. This, like, I got to pretend like I had friends. I would sit there and just kind of like talk, like, oh no, you gotta be careful. You gotta get that guy over there. It's the most sad and depressing thing when you think back to it, but you know, back then it was fun. What ruined Final Fight for me, probably, is that Final Fight is a game that some people, you know, they think it was being really important. I played Streets of Rage first. Streets of Rage to me is just, it's so much better than any Final Fight game. Streets of Rage 2 specifically. 3 is a weird game. We don't talk about 3. Nobody talks about 3. The only time people talk about 3 is when they say something like, man, Streets of Rage 3 in Japan is so much better. Because I think they toned down the difficulty and got rid of some of the changes. What I would look forward to with the winter and Thanksgiving break is, especially Thanksgiving more so than like Christmas, we would have family coming from out of town, and we stayed maybe 40 minutes from where I'm at right now. My grandma used to be on the side of town, she's still here, but I had a cousin that would like be in town, and he loved video games too, and he wouldn't bring anything. But that was my chance. That was my one chance that year to like play games with somebody. So like I would try to rent maybe like 2 or 3 games that we could play together. Just the thing. Can I break those? It's just the one. It's just the one. It's just switching the background that broke this thing right here. But yeah, I remember renting this game, and then him being there, and then like getting to play the game with him, and realizing how much better he was than the AI. Like, it's not that he knew how to play the games; that, you know, these kinds of games they're fairly simple. I think there's a point in this game where the AI kind of bugs out. I might be wrong though. Fun fact about this game that's in here right here. Probably all these enemies. So Street Fighter 6 takes place in, well, you go all over the place, but it has a lot to do with Metro City, which is, you know, the city these games take place in. So you see like cameos from people like him. It's really fun. That is a really cool game, man. Like that game, that story mode in that game has so much more stuff than you'd expect. Fuck City.
Alright.
Look, her boobs technically jiggle. Kind of. I think that's what that is. I don't know if that's supposed to be a reflection on her top or her boobs bouncing. A quick created the riot was simply a smokescreen. The Skullcross gang had staged the riot to keep the police busy as they freed one of their leaders from prison. Darn it. Maybe your cops, if these are supposed to be like undercover cops, maybe they should dress smart. Sorry about before. There just wasn't time to explain. My name is Dean, and I used to be just another fighter on the Street Fighter circuit. Bring him back, DLC. But when I refused to join the Skullcross gang, those maniacs slaughtered my family. Now I'm going to hunt down every last one of them. Hunt down every last one of them down and make them pay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to go back to sleep. We're gonna be up in 5 hours or something. You stay safe. For some reason, I don't hear from you. Super early, happy congratulations on the baby. And everything else, the apartment and everything. Labor Day weekend. That's a cool looking jumping, man. Yeah, I've been trying to stream. I can't say once a day. I try to stream when I can. I've been trying to do it once a day, but stuff happens. Well, that's why I don't have a schedule listed still. Anyway, let's go ahead and back out of here. It's a good game still. It's a good game, man. This is not a good game. Look at that dude. What are we looking at? What is happening on this cover? Yes, indeed. I looked over at my Super Nintendo the other day and yeah, this cartridge is in there. This is a game that I have gone back to so many times because you'll hear British people talk about, man, Flashback is one of the best games ever. And like, I know they have to be right. I just don't understand how to play cinematic platforms. Like, I suck at this in Prince of Persia and Out of This World. Any games like that, I don't understand them. Karateka just came out. Karateka, whatever you want to call it. Not the original game. Is it on here? I think it's on here. Maybe it's Nintendo? Lord, I hope it's not Nintendo. Yeah, I don't know. There's a port of it somewhere, but it's the game from the person that made Prince of Persia later. It's his first big successful game, but they just did like a collection that does like all these interviews. It's kind of like the Atari 50 collection, but just for one game. So I've heard it pitched, which sounds interesting. So I've had my eye on it, but I don't have enough of a fondness of that game to be like, I should check this out. Anyway, I think I'm going to try to head to bed too, because it has been close to an hour and a half, and so I gotta be up and I need to get up at like 6. It's 1:15 right now, so anyway, I will see you later. I'm just looking at the screenshot down there in the bottom. Is that one of the Tales games? I don't know. Yep. Peace out.